Vaibhav, can you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sarthak, you go ahead. Vaibhav will keep time. Let's start today's lecture.
Okay, sir. Sir, should I go on?
Okay, sir. You can start.
Okay, sir. So,
Start.
Jain, sir, today's my topic is inflation. So, I would like to first introduce what inflation is. Actually, inflation is a continuous rise in general price of goods and services. And we are going to demystify uh, inflation today. So,
Recording in progress.
Actually how inflation occurs is when the demand of a certain commodity or good or services increases, simultaneously the supply decreases, and when the supply decreases, then the price of that commodity increases. So this is how inflation occurs, that is continuous rise in the general price of commodities. So it is measured in inflation rate. Inflation rate is a percentage, is percentage in which the inflation is measured. So generally it is characterized in three groups, that is low, moderate, and high. So low inflation rate is in between 0 to 3%. Moderate rate is between 3 to 10%, and high inflation rate is between 10 to 50%. So there are inflation is considered negative as well as positive. It is considered negative in circumstances like when it is moderate or high. Whenever it is moderate or high, the purchasing price of our money decreases. This is the first negative impact. The second one, we can go with the people with middle class families. They could not go on with their lives in this high inflation rate, so their living becomes hard. Other thing, we can show that the competitiveness of our country in the global trade decreases. This is the major negative impact that inflation creates. Talking about positive impacts occurs when the inflation rate is low or moderate. How it can help us? So it will help us when the inflation rate is low, and the government can implement various schemes, just like they can promote entrepreneurship. They can invest in education. They can invest in hospitals. They can invest in medical side. So these are various positive impacts. Now talking about some countries that have experienced various times of what I can say, various times of high inflation rate and overcome from this. So there are many countries. For example, we can take Japan. That is Japan, again Poland,
30
India.
seconds
India
are
also.
remaining.
30 seconds remaining. Continue.
Yes. So there are many countries who have overcome the situation. Now I would like to conclude my topic with the measures that should be taken to overcome the situation. The most important measure should be taken is monitoring our budget. Monitoring our budget means prioritizing our need. We should prioritize the need which we need the most, and we should eliminate the unnecessary commodities from our expenses. This is the most important thing we should do in the time of
Time
high
over.
inflation.
Okay, Sarthak, you can actually say your last few lines.
I'm sorry, sir.
You can conclude, Sarthak.
Sir, should I repeat the conclusion again?
Yes, yes. Last few lines you can just finish because your conclusion is not clear.
Okay, sir. I'll do it. So I'd like to conclude my topic with suggesting some measure that a country should take in the times of high inflation. So the most important step that should be taken is monitoring the budget. Monitoring in sense, we should must prioritize our budget. That is the commodities which we need the most. We should prioritize that thing first, and afterwards we should prioritize the other things that are quite unnecessary. Means we can live without that commodities. So this is the most important thing we should do. And the other steps that should be taken is that the thing which were lacking in, or the price of that thing is high, we should import the thing rather than exporting that thing. This is the second measure that should be taken. So these are some measures through which we can overcome the situations of high inflation. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, my audio is clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 These are very complex topics: economics, inflation, or budget. Anything related to commerce subject are really complex. Inflation will rise, and the relation is demand and supply. When the demand increases and if supply is less, cost will increase. That is, inflation will go up. And when demand is decreasing, supply is more, it will become cheap. This is how demand and supply in economics is easily explained. And the inflation is related to many more parameters. Today, if Russia and Ukraine are fighting, their inflation within the country will increase because there are many challenges where the smooth running of the country is not happening. Similarly, Pakistan, when you are in economic slowdown, when your country is not producing more, your GDP is low, and when there is hardly any progress of economy, your inflation will go high. Secondly, if the economy is not balanced, country like Venezuela, which was completely dependent on oil, and suddenly if oil supply or demand is affected, and your country is dependent on one thing, and your inflation will go manifold high because you are too dependent on one particular commodity. So to take these topics at NDA level, especially commerce related topic, unless you are from like very very solid background, generally we will not recommend to take such topic for lecturate. Even for group discussion, these are difficult topics. So Sarthak, you must practice. Okay, but when you get a card in your SSB, and if there are three more options which are not related to economics, you can prefer those, because it is not easy to explain such topics unless you are too well prepared. Okay, because it is very difficult to put across what you want to say. Otherwise you tried well, but the confidence will come with more and more practice. Your like connecting one point to another point and then further moving ahead. Introduction, conclusion should be very very impressive, with some kind of impactful data if possible. Like if you are explaining inflation, you can give countries example, couple of countries. You try to give a Japan's example, but there are like current, what is happening uh, in terms of war relation, in terms of some kind of technology related things. You can give inflations data. Okay, and Sarthak, you must meet, okay, before going for SSB.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Okay.
sir, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, you're audible.
Sir, tomorrow we are planning to meet you, Vaibhav and Sarthak.
Okay, okay. You can come maybe in the evening time, 4:30 or so.
Okay.
That time, generally, school uh, is like kids are going from classes. Thereafter, a lot of staff also leaves the school, and little more peaceful environment is there. Unless there are parents who are visiting me, if they are more, we will just ask you to wait, and when we can meet. Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay. Who is the next for lecturate?
Hi, sir. Should I
Vaibhav.
start?
Okay. Sarthak, keep time.
At the time,
Yes, sir.
slash करो.
Sir.
When you are sitting very close, that time it is like noise creation, interference.
Uh, I will keep sir time.
Okay, okay, no issue. Vaibhav, go ahead.
Just a
Jai to
minute, sir.
everyone.
You start.
Jai to everyone. My lecture topic is Indian economy. Nowadays, our Indian economy has on the fourth number as GDP. Indian economy is shaped by various factors growing population, reliance on agriculture sector, and rapidly increasing our service sector. And after that, industrialization and manufacturing companies also participating in the Indian economy. As we see towards the agriculture sector, at the time of 1950, there were 50% reliance on the agriculture sector only, and another service sector on 15%, and there was very low contribution of manufacturing and industrial sector. Today also it is same, but now if we see a data of agriculture sector, it come to a 17 to 80% in terms of agriculture. Day by day it is going to decrease, and agriculture is the most employment providing, means 42 to 46% workforce is engaged in the agriculture sector only, and our agriculture sector provides 30% export to another country. And so talking about our second service sector, nowadays service sector is increasing rapidly, and in terms of banking finance it is providing lot of employment to population. In terms of informal factors, means in private industries they are providing employment in terms of like low paying, they are not getting that much benefits, but for unemployment it is a golden chance to get employment. And in manufacturing and industrial sector we need to be improved. We are not that much in front in manufacturing and industrial area, as India is a very much big country, and India don't have its indigenous engine also. Now they have make Kaveri engine, but it is not also that much effective. If you want to make a car, if you want to make any indigenous aeroplane, indigenous aircraft, then we have to take another engine. Means we have
Last
to
30 seconds.
we have to im- we have to import uh, things from the external sites. So concluding my topic is that whatever we are lagging behind in manufacturing and industrial sector, we need to be improved in that sector. Okay, thank you.
Still 8 seconds are remaining.
Okay, Vaibhav, don't lose confidence. With practice, I think whatever best you can do. Again, economy related topic you have taken, Indian economy, which are a little difficult comparatively at this age, especially at NDA level. These are difficult topics, but you try to speak well. Indian economy is now moving from totally agriculture dependent economy when we got independence, and now we are coming to a lot of service sector contribution. Manufacturing is coming ahead. We are exporting a lot from agriculture. Also, a lot of exports are happening. We are doing good, and Atmanirbhar mission will further boost our economy. You see, when we have proved good in Ops Sindur, thereafter we have a lot of orders coming for the defense sector also. That will be game changer. When we enter into defense sector and start exporting, I think our economy will um, go very very rapidly ahead, because these are the profit making areas. Either you have gold or oil. We don't have gold or oil reserves, so we have manpower. We can produce more and more. I think that is the um, days ahead. We can see a lot of manufacturing the way China has done. China has literally gone ahead of other nations purely based on utilizing the manpower and manufacturing. Very very cheap manufacturing, and that's why the whole world came to China to manufacture, because that was the cheapest. The cost was very less to produce anything. But slowly India will capture, hopefully. Okay, tomorrow Vaibhav and Sarthak will meet and further we'll explain. We'll go to now next speaker.
Sir, today I don't have a topic, but have a random talk over a certain issue. Can
Okay,
I?
okay. But before that, if there is anyone, Jay or anyone who wants to speak on
Okay,
particular
sir.
topic, uh, who is there?
Yes,
Ashish.
sir, I am ready with the topic.
Ashish is ready. So Vaibhav again.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask to keep time. Someone to keep time.
Okay.
Ashish can go ahead.
I will keep time. Just a minute.
Okay, okay, sure.
We have
Ashish Bhaiya, you can start.
Zoom meeting limitations. So we will
Okay,
conclude
sir.
before 40 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Can I start, Vaibhav?
Uh, yes.
Okay, sure. So, good evening to all. Today, I'll be speaking on the topic judicial reforms in India. So, gentlemen, judicial reforms are the changes to a country's legal system, including the court system, the law, and the procedures to make the justice system more efficient, more transparent, and effective in a sense for the citizens of a country. The basic aim is to ensure that the justice system upholds the rule of law and it provides fair and timely justice to all the citizens of a nation. For a country like India, with a population of around 1.5 billion, or more over that, the judicial reforms are necessary so as to counter the pendency of cases, because as we have a huge population, we have a huge number of pending cases all over the India. India has the largest number of court cases in the world, and the dependency of these cases, delays in the administration and dispensation of justice, and are the biggest challenge before the Indian judiciary. Notably, when we notice these pending cases are mostly from the district courts alone, it accounts nearly about 87%. And again, these lower courts also mostly. And the shortage of judges in high court and lower court significantly contributes to the backlogs in the judiciary, as well as in the upliftment of the justice in the society. Also, when we observe, and the studies too suggest that there is a significant deficiency in the infrastructure of the district courts across the country, hindering the efficient delivery of justice all over the India. As we see, there is no significant use of technology, of tech and data. We see it has been implemented, but at a very minimum level. While the e-court projects have made like some contribution or some progress, its implementation is inconsistent, and especially in the lower courts and rural areas, it's not yet touched also. So this lack of judicial accountability and transparency also potentially affects the public trust over the judiciary, which is not good for a democracy like India with such a great population. Despite this many problems and this many need of the reforms, there is resistance to change from both the judiciary and the court staff for change in the judiciary system and these judicial reforms. But way forward, when we see, we can have various ways to counter this problem, and the problem mainly is caused by the vacancies in the various courts, because when we see district courts, lower courts, as well as even the high courts also, we see there is a lot of vacancy for the judges itself, which takes a
Last
burden
30 seconds.
all over the judiciary. So we can get the streamlining of case management through technology. We can have the AI assisted case management, at least, not if the decision making part. Also, we can establish specialized courts and tribunals for fast track decisions for various cases with sensitive approach. Thank you.
Okay. This is a very uh, sensitive topic. Why our judicial system is reluctant to change. Judicial reforms, everyone speaks, wants, but is it easy? It is not easy to bring reforms in this. Maybe the way it is structured, the way India has uh, inherited a lot of drawbacks. But human beings can change anything because these laws, the structures are made by us only. Still, it is difficult to change because of our unwillingness. Maybe we don't want to change. Whatever is comfort, we don't want to come out of that. And when something like judiciary, if it has to change, it will take a lot of time. But I think with the passage of time, it will change. It is changing, but at a very, very slow rate, because Being a democratic country, this is the most important pillar of our nation, where it has got a bigger role of watchdog for maintaining the democratic value system. It is a parallel uh, system to our parliament, where I think they have got a very tremendous responsibility to check whether things are in order or not. But their own backyard, if it is to be cleaned, if it is to be upgraded, so who will do it? So maybe people's demand will someday rise so high, good sense will prevail. But the number of cases increasing in the courts are rapidly moving in terms of strength, because population is huge, disputes are very high, and different types of social issues are coming. So it is not easy. Number of cases corresponding to the population is very high, and it will further rise, there is no doubt about it. Every small dispute is going into the courts, and bigger issues obviously they are in courts. So maybe our population and commensurate data in terms of dispute will always be very high, and no matter how much strength will increase, it will be difficult to handle. But the way IPC is little bit touched and upgraded, maybe some kind of midway to resolve the disputes, probably that is one area where small things should be, like the way licensing, a lot of things are online now. Similarly, for smaller disputes there should be some other way of handling it. Maybe that will be one area where thousands and lakhs of cases will be sorted out, some kind of out of court settlements. This should be fast tracked, some mechanism can come, some kind of intermediaries, some bodies, organizations should come and settle the things. I don't know what is the correct solution, but judicial reform is a very important area to discuss. And a lot of people keep blaming our systems. Even the terrorist, if that is to be hanged, it takes time. Even a heinous crime, it takes time. And this low level crimes, there is no end, whether in this generation, in this life, that particular person is punished or not. So it brings a lot of question mark on our system intentions. But the way it is, we have to accept it. Okay, Ashish, this is important topic, you spoke well, and content was good, appropriate, and you delivered it well. Okay, who is next? I think we are trying on Zoom. We have time. 40 minutes it will cut automatically, and then we will again have to rejoin. But we will see. We should finish before that. Jay, you want to speak? Jay is not there. I think he's not able to connect. Okay, we will go to Vivek. Vivek, you just go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want
So,
to
sir, today,
you want to have timekeeper?
uh, no, sir, no need
Okay,
timekeeper.
and try and speak. Maybe just wind up in 3 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So today I am going to highlight a issue of Israel and Iran war and India's stance over it. So it is very catastrophic event has taken place that Israel is attacking and bombing the Iran, and in meantime, the dramatically USA has entered into the uh, war, and USS B-2 bombers has bombed the Iran's nuclear sites, three nuclear sites as Farda, and two more are there. So this event has changed the geopolitics of the world, actually significantly impacting over the India, because when it comes to the Iran, so it can block the Strait of Hormuz, through which the 70% of oil trade of India is being done. And also when it comes to the Israel, India has good relation with both the countries. When it comes to the Israel, then our intelligence, defense sectors, water and agriculture, we shares lot of trades with Israel also. And again, our many remittances come from these both the countries. When it comes to Israel, near about 10,000 thousands of the peoples are there in the Israel, which are Indian peoples, and 20,000 plus peoples are in Iran, which send near about 118 billions of remittances every year to India. Then this war has impacted, and how still India has not condemned it, whereas the many superpowers, super countries such as the China and Russia has also condemned this war to stop, but still India has not taken any stance over it. Just India is passing the statement to just there should be peace. And when it comes to the US's visit, again this there is change in geopolitics. As the Asim Munir visited to the USA, there also we are our diplomacy failed, because when we had sent our diplomacy to the various parts of the world to condemn the Operation Sindur, there also no country stood with us. But now we can see the Mullah Munir, which is Pakistani field marshal right now, self-made field marshal, has visited America, and Donald Trump said that he is the best friend, and we are fighting together with together against the terrorism. So there where our diplomacy, I think it fails, and in the today's scenario, Persian civilization, Iran, we have good relation with Iran, but why? I don't know why we have don't condemn this war, because still Iran is a big country, and we have a lot of issues with Iran. So that is what the issue I was willing to highlight. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good, Vivek. This is a current topic. The problem is the geopolitics in the international arena is very, very complicated nowadays. Suddenly, people change their stand, and there are a lot of hidden things. You see, the most powerful country in the world, US, and see the US president behavior, statements, little not up to the mark. It is something like a very, very big person is behaving in a childish way.
Yes, sir.
Donald Trump is not actually uh, doing the justice to that very, very reputed position, that number one country of the world and the president of that country. But yes, he has to look after his country's interest. So when Israel and Iran conflict, we see it is not between two countries. It may look like two countries conflict, but Iran is a base for a lot of terrorist related support, whether it is Hezbollah, whether it is funding the ISIS, or their nuclear capability is the biggest worry for US. And when it comes to Israel, Israel stands there only with the powerful support of US. So when Russia Ukraine war happened, US did not directly get involved, though it was promising. But see here how quickly US has come into play. This is something which highlights a lot of issues. Firstly, Israel is to be protected by US. It is not only on paper, it is seen in action. Nuclear sites were not immediately targeted. It raises a lot of suspicion. Pakistani army chief goes there, gets a warm welcome. So what is the angle now? Why US required Pakistan's good support? Maybe in this background, Iran's nuclear capability, in all probability, I think before getting attacked these nuclear sites, the nuclear material, raw material, and the little bit infrastructure, whatever is portable, has been moved. And actually attack happened just for showcase. That is something I feel, personal opinion. So then who will help in case of some local help is required? It is the Pakistan, who is again immediate neighbor to Iran. So US is keeping its card very, very safe.
Sorry,
You are able to hear? I am audible?
sir, audio is cutting.
Okay. Still cutting?
In meantime, you had lost.
Okay,
Now
okay,
you are audible, sir.
okay. So US has smartly played and kept the safe distance as far as Op Sindur goes, and they have kept Pakistan closer. Maybe this was in pipeline. Iran to check Iran, and Israel Iran. This is a conflict which is not between two countries. It is between a lot of things actually. And another thing, if US doesn't come into play, Russia and China will become little more confident that US is afraid of entering into it. So a lot of signaling is also happening. So it is not about only nuclear thing. It is more about who is more superpower, who is holding the power. Lot of signaling is happening, and then Israel as such is fighting all alone, but with the support of US, primarily US. So lot of things will unfold, I think, in the immediate coming days. We will wait and watch how Pakistan plays role here, because that is why Pakistan got the aid also in between the operations, and Pakistan's president got field marshal rank also, and Pakistan's president very rarely gets invited into the White House, and the because he is not the head of the state. This is very surprising. Who is called into the White House with the US president for dinner or for talk? This is very prestigious calling. When Pervez Musharraf went, that time he was head of the state. He was not army chief alone. But here Asif Munir is a army chief. There is someone else president, someone is prime minister, but he as a army chief got that kind of level of treatment. Has lot to do with coming days. I think some commitment is or some agreement is there, and Iran and Israel issue, definitely Pakistan's role will come, which we will come to know in later future. But let's see. Okay, I think this is little deep discussion, requires a lot of now reading, studying. But at your level, you just don't get into these things too seriously, and we will end here. Good, Sarthak and Vaibhav, under the guidance of Vivek, you should prepare well. And Ashish, as usual, give good lecture. Tomorrow we will meet then. Okay, Vivek?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow we'll
Okay,
have meetup.
we will coordinate. Okay, till then, just bye. Jai Hind. Take care. Keep studying well.
Bye, sir.
Okay,
Jai
Jane,
Hind,
sir.
bye.
sir.
Bye.
Bye.